Yo, that's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. I'm goated. Ego Weight Watchers remains in this industry to be numero uno when it comes to giving you guys the proper information, the dialogue. Lamont Roach is preparing for a move up for an upcoming fight with Pitbull Cruz. He's looking pretty big. In this video, I'm going to break it down, show you everything you need to know. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I got to toot my own horn. The best in the business, and it's not even close. When I do these videos, I am a perfectionist. I care about my brand. I care about my name. I care about what goes into the atmosphere surrounding me. I'm diligent. I work hard. And I strive to be accurate and give you guys credible, reliable information. Not only do I try, I do it. And I got to toot my own horn. Lamont Roach is coming off the Tank fight. We all know. And he's fighting Pitbull Cruz. Tank is fighting Jake Paul. I seen a picture of Lamont Roach. The man is looking big. Now, I'm going to show you the picture in the next 15 seconds, and then I'll let you know why I got to toot my own horn about it. Boom. So I know it's a little bit tiny for some of y'all, but here, there, just to enlarge it so you guys can see, this is Lamont Roach as he gears up for the fight with Pitbull Cruz. Now, they may be saying, man, but Ego, what's that got to do with you? Lamont Roach is looking in shape. Glad you asked. This is why I'm tooting my own horn. Because I frequently say things on my channel before anybody else when it's not a talking point, and I make it a talking point. And when it came to, we're talking before Gevonta fought Lamont Roach, there was a lot of content creators. That's why I tell you, be careful in boxing where you get your information from. A lot of content creators, a lot of fans, they were pushing this notion and narrative that Tank was the bigger guy and Lamont Roach was this tiny guy. The fight was horrible. The fight was going to be a cherry pick and a easy win for Tank Davis. This, that, and the third. This is why I like to do these follow-up videos, because for me, I get mine on the back end. There's a lot of people, they're looking for shortcuts. So they want whatever they can get real quick, right then and there. But the real money is on the back end, when you could come back and say, now let's take a look at that and lay everything on the table. Because to be honest, up front, even though I knew it was cap, it's harder to prove or disprove something. You know, sometimes you need adequate time to elapse and go by for you to really be like, all right, Ego was cooking when he said this. So if you remember me putting out these videos, I don't delete none of my content. The videos are still up, but just type I remember. But I remember being literally the only person who was fighting back against these notions that Lamont Roach, because he was a 130-pounder, was this tiny dude. I was the only one fighting back that these notions that Lamont Roach is a cherry pick even and a bad fighter. There were a lot of people who contest Gevonta Davis, so that was the way to him. You know, that was the way to make him look bad, if you will, was to make his opponent selection. It don't matter that he fought all these undefeated fighters from Ryan Garcia to Frank Martin. Pitbull only has one loss, who Lamont Roach is now fighting, right? Barrios was undefeated. None of that mattered. When Tank decided to fight Lamont Roach, people said he's a cherry pick. Tank doesn't fight nobody. And now all of a sudden these guys love Lamont Roach, and they're saying how he's a wonderful, tough, skilled fighter, and he gave Tank a good fight. Some are even saying that he beat Tank. Now, I don't agree with that. I think Tank clearly won the fight if you go back and watch it. As far as the knee, I'm not going to keep talking about it. The knee is what it was. The referee in charge ruled how he ruled. He could have, if he decided, he could have called it a knockdown just based on the fact that it was weird and in the moment, and Tank did take a knee, right? But we all knew Tank wasn't hurt, you know what I mean? And the ref, he did the best he could given a spur of the moment, moment's notice type of situation, and it was just some fluke stuff. So even if they rematch, I don't look forward to that being a factor. Notice, like, boxing stuff happens. So people are always looking for, like, fluke stuff. Like, let's say George Groves versus Carl Froch. The first fight was a little bit flukish because Groves, I don't think, was expected to do a whole lot versus Carl Froch. Then he hurt Carl Froch and he was winning, so it was fluke, kind of how when Froch hurt him back and then the ref had a premature stoppage. But you notice in the rematch, none of that mattered because Carl Froch handled business, proved he was the better fighter, and he knocked Groves the hell out, right? So if Tank does fight Lamont Roach, then we'll see and take it from there. But I'm definitely not looking forward to no knee fiasco, knee gate happening again. But I try to warn y'all was pitching this notion that Lamont Roach was small simply because he came from the 130-pound division. But me, a person who really does this and knows his boxing, I told you Lamont Roach is bigger than Tank, even though he fights at the smaller person. That was just his weight cut. And now it's almost like undeniable because I'm showing you current pictures of him. So this is him in camp for Pitbull. The Pitbull fights even higher than he fought Tank, and he looked good. He looked big though. He looked big. So there's no way no one can convince me that Lamont Roach is small. Now, as far as his belt at 130, I don't even know what's up with that because, like, is he gonna fight there again or not? I don't know. But I was the one that took the risk, and that's the one who, when you take risks in life, ultimately you reap the benefits. I was the only one, or the first one, putting out content about, even though Roach was coming from 130, he wasn't no little dude like y'all was making it out to be, right? But people kept, again, they go for low-hanging fruit. Oh, he's from 130 pounds, so he's small. I mean, even when we look at Terrence Crawford versus Canelo, Crawford didn't really look small. So Crawford probably could have been moved up, but he's disciplined, so he was making a lighter weight class. But judging from how he looked versus Canelo, he probably could have been fighting at 54 and beat several fights, or 160 or even 168 possibly, against certain people maybe. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. So Lamont Roach, I was dead on when I was the one telling you that he ain't no little dude and he's not a cherry pick for Tank. But now people, fast forward to the future, they'll try to jump on the correct side like they knew everything all along, but they were the same ones hating on Roach, hating on Tank, saying that he wasn't a proper opponent. Boom. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.